Hello, hello everyone. It's a long time since I last spoke to you, and I'd like to speak to you now. And let's talk about the dominance of English. Me and the dominance of English. Now it's about the dominance of English, and may probably like taking me as an example is a is a good choice. Anyway, uh, by the way, I live in Neuchâtel, which is the capital of the canton of Neuchâtel, a French-speaking canton in Switzerland. And I live not far away from the university. It would take me only like 20 minutes to get there on foot. And I've been uh, at different, faculties and institutes. I got myself enrolled in the Institute of Psychology and Education, sociology, French language for foreigners, and even at the Faculty of Science, where I got myself enrolled in, Institute of Chemistry and so on. But if I count now the number of scientific articles which I read in French, there are two or three, no more than that. Uh, by the way, I read uh, at least I read one scientific article in English every day. There are days in which I read six or seven. It depends if I have the mood to read, I have free time, and so on. But usually, at least I read one. I'm keen on this on continuing this routine. The reading is fun. But why? I don't read that much in French. And even now, for the magazine I'm writing to, I read in English and I write in French. And this is something which we used to do at the University of Neuchâtel. We used to read articles in English and we wrote in French. And I know when I was at the Institute of Psychology and Education, and most of the courses which I took, were given by one teacher. Really, I chose her, because I had a project with her. I took all and I passed all her courses. Uh, but she chose materials in English, and even though she wanted to improve her English, she's a French teacher. Anyway, that and even though some of the teachers there, they integrate their scientific papers, their scientific articles into the course. So they put one of their articles in the materials, and we are given the choice to read the article or not to read at a certain risk. Even though for those teachers who put their articles among the materials to be read by the students, I didn't read their their articles. uh, I don't know why. I don't hate them, I like them, but I didn't read their articles. And I remember one of the articles written in French which I read was there was an article about French language and the relationship with patois. I don't know, not many people have heard of patois. I'm not going to discuss that in details anyway. And I probably why I read that article, probably because the university did a lot of advertisement for that article, and that's why it captured my attention. Anyway, I'm living in Switzerland, a French-speaking canton. I read at least one article, one scientific article per day, published, or at the American and British universities, usually British and American universities. But I read very rarely an article written in French or written by one of the scholars at the University of Neuchâtel. It's like this. Is it the dominance of English or not? Have a nice day. Bye.